for about 6 months, my management and I planned this announcement because we wanted to do it right and we wanted to make the most impact as we could.
Wow, that's amazing to think about it in those terms.
Yeah. And I was put on house arrest pretty much for months. I wasn't allowed to go out. I couldn't see guys. I couldn't do anything in case it sort of leaked around Melbourne or whatever.
Oh, wow.
So you wanted to do this on your terms, basically.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, create my own story. Like, I didn't. And that's the other thing with coming out or being closeted is the coming out process is so much about also like, imagine if you were outed by like the newspaper or something.
Of course.
Taking your power and just owning it was a really big part of my decision as well. I was able to tell my coach the week before or a few days prior, the CEO of the club, just so that people knew and we could organise the camera crew and like all that stuff. Because the announcement, I didn't want to do a piece to camera or.
Was that Nick Trulson back there?
Yeah, Nick Trulson. Yeah, okay. He's still there.
He's a friend of mine and wonderful
he's unreal,
person,
amazing human
person.
being. And Dean Bickerman, head coach. Like one of the first times I've had a coach just be so respectful and so like understanding, or if he didn't understand, like wanted to understand and willing to go through all of this with me. It was unbelievable, and couldn't ask for a better situation to be in for this sort of thing.
Did the knowledge of how great they were as people weigh into it, or was it just like, I'm doing it and hopefully these people are good about this?
I had that mentality. Yes, I was going to do it anyway, but it just made it so much nicer and so much more enjoyable, and I never felt like it was a burden. And because at one point the whole globe was looking at this, like at Melbourne United, and we had a lot of eyes on the club, and he never made me feel like it was like a burden or a distraction or anything like that. He just
so he said, "Go for it. We support you in doing this."
Absolutely, we support you. I wanted to bring people into the room and show how difficult it can be having the coming out conversation, and especially in front of your teammates, which not many people have ever done. So like when you think about it, putting people in that room and in that space and showing emotion, and it was a very hard conversation.
And how nervous were you that day leading up to it and knowing it was going to happen?
Probably the hardest conversation like I've ever had in my life, easily. I wanted them to know the backstory of it. I wanted them to understand why I was doing it, and for what reasons, and who I wanted to impact, and how we can all sort of look at ourselves as athletes and try to make impact for others, you know. There were points other than just telling them I was gay that I wanted to get out and be an example, for everyone in the room to sort of take on board and maybe see what lane they can find. Nick had made all of these Rainbow M.
Nick the CEO.
Yeah, Nick the CEO.
Yeah.
They had made these shirts like a rainbow Melbourne United logo, and wanted everyone to take a photo after in the shirts. And I vetoed it. I said, no, like, we're not sure how this is going to go down. This is not what it's about. Like, I don't want to do all of that. So I said no. And we landed on just a couple owners having a shirt photo, and Captain Chris Goulding and our coach and stuff. And someone had sort of caught wind, one of the players, that there were shirts going around, and as I was sort of just so overwhelmed with what was going on, I just watched every single player come in one by one and take a shirt and put it on without even me saying anything. And it became a part of our shirt rotation. We have our gear and we have to wear it every day. So there'd always be someone in a Rainbow M throughout the week. And it was just awesome. The normality of it all just became, just great to be a part of. And it made me feel very, very good and very welcome and very comfortable and appreciative. But then I went back to Adelaide and had, one of the best years of my career, and won MVP for Adelaide in Club Award, and still play some of the best basketball that I ever have. And we're talking music as well. Like, I perform better than I ever have as well. I don't have this lens that I'm so nervous about. I don't actually care what Of course, I care what people think. That's like any human does. I can't pretend that I don't, have thoughts about that. But like, I don't care if people think I'm like gay, like, because I am. So whatever.